Good afternoon. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home on Z13, your Fox News affiliate and your source for Southern Gospel. Thank you so much for listening to us every day, Monday through Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. Central, as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. Now, there's a number of ways you can listen to this show. One of those would be to go to the website, afternoondrivehome.com. Go that way. Another way, Rhonda, I didn't tell you you're on television too.
Oh, my.
Yeah, so you're on TV cable channel 10.
Can that make me look better?
She looks awesome. She always does. TV cable channel 10, local to Scottsboro.
Good deal.
So I know you guys are a member of the Chamber of Commerce down there, and they're very proactive. We did a number of things over the weekend, and so I'm just really excited to tell you about that a little bit later on in the show. Another way you can listen to us is on Facebook.com. A lot of folks listen to us that way. Facebook.com/D Feazell. And another way, Rhonda, I know you're young, but there is a thing called the radio.
Thank you so much. Yes.
She doesn't know what I'm talking about. It's a radio, and it's 13:30 a.m. on the dial,
Yes.
and we are 5,000 watts. So anyway, we can grab you. We're going to hold on to you, and we're just going to snuggle with you and not let you go. So thank you again. Know you could be doing a lot of things right now, but you are listening to us, and we appreciate you doing that. Coming up a little bit later in the week, I've got a lot of awesome folks who are going to be on the show with us. We're waiting on Senator Doug Jones to be with us. Or let me know when he's going to be with us on the show. It's going to be sometime tomorrow, either at 1:30 or at 2:30 p.m. So I should be hearing just any moment when that's going to be. And also wanted to let you know that Ann Eubanks, she's with the Alabama Legislative Watchdogs. You guys know her. She's not shy. I'll put it to you that way.
Well, to be called a watchdog, you better not be shy.
Oh, you better not be. And she's really good. So she's going to be with us. As a matter of fact, when I went Small Business Week, which was about 2 weeks ago, and I went down to Montgomery to fight for all you small business owners, me included, okay? Because I own the show. I don't own the station, but I own the show. So I went down there to fight. And so Ann was there, and a lot of folks were down there fighting for small businesses. So we'll be talking with her a little bit later in the week at 1 o'clock. We'll be talking with Katie Kirkland, and I'll be live at Pine Brothers Coffee Company on the square downtown. So we'll be there on Friday at 1 o'clock. And then 2 p.m., Sarah Stahl, who's with the Mountain Lakes Chamber of Commerce, will be with us. And also waiting on some confirmation from Ruth Dukes and Sandy Goff of the Rainsville Chamber of Commerce. Hope to see them on Thursday, 2 p.m. Frankie King. Everybody knows Frankie, Living on the Edge with Donna and Frankie. So she'll be with us. And then on Wednesday, 1 p.m., we'll be talking with Mike Keller. He's a singer. Look forward to seeing him. And then 2 p.m., Alan Mendenhall. And so we look forward to talking with him as well. John Fowler, who's the welding program coordinator with Northeast Alabama Community College, will be with us. They're doing some awesome things out there. You can take online classes. All these great things are happening. And then AP Stedham, you know, he's a talk show host. He's the guy who told me about this microphone. He saved my bacon. So he's going to be with us at 2 p.m. He promises he has some awesome things he wants to talk with us about as far as college football. Please, are you an Alabama or an Auburn fan?
Alabama. I'm not in no.
I knew there was
one,
something.
No, wait a minute. We're cousins,
you and Phil now.
You know, actually, let me say this. I'm an SEC fan.
I am too.
My dad raised me to be an Alabama fan.
Mm-hmm.
My grandchildren graduated from Auburn. My stepdaughter graduated from Alabama. And my son graduated from Georgia.
So you got a lot of those. Now, that's the same way with
it's
me,
just toward
okay?
who's playing each other, you know, that I have to really pull. And
well, you know, those Feazells, every single one of them are Alabama fans.
So that's an interesting day in November, isn't it?
Ooh, it is. You know, before the ball game starts, we'll look at each other, Phil and I will, and we'll shake hands. And Phil will say, one of us is going to be mad at the other. So we shake and let it go with that.
You have to understand, I'm not the one out on the field or able to make the calls.
I just think things are going to be working out, Rhonda Osbourne, and she's the CEO of Shepherd's Cove Hospice and Shepherd's Cove Thrift Shop. And we are live right now. Come down. I've looked at some things. I'm not going to tell you what I've seen because I know every single time I do that, you guys start coming down here buying the stuff I like. Mm-hmm. You know what was so funny one day? I love leopard print. And I loved it before it was cool. And I had this I saw this really cute top, and it was leopard skin. And I held it up and let you guys see it. So one of my friends comes by, walks over here, picks it up, and waves by it.
Oh, no.
She's walking off. So she's got it. But you know what, Brenda? I'm going to be borrowing that thing, okay?
Do you still have your Munson and a mink coat? that
Oh
you
my
got
goodness,
for
yes,
such
I
a great
do.
price here?
I do. $10, Rhonda. $10.
That was a mistake on our
It-
part.
It was mahogany meat. So a friend of mine is a furrier, and she used to work for a furrier company out of Chattanooga. And so I let her say it, and she said, "Oh my God, do you know what you got there?" And I said, "A gorgeous I can't. I have to touch it all the time."
I was
She
going to say
said,
that soft.
"Oh, it was so pretty. It was top quality." And she said, I don't think you know what you got there. She said, "That's the mahogany meat." And she said, "Those are the highest priced ones."
I envision it being kind of a darker, richer
It is.
coloring.
It's a richer, and it's just beautiful. I mean, and it still shines. Now, this coat was probably in the 1960s, 1970s.
Wow.
So there's some damage to it because somebody had some moisture around it. But I have a friend who's actually going to make a stole out of it. This is a full length.
Wow.
All the way down. So she said, "I think
Okay,
make
so
a
if
stole
they're going
out
to make
of
a
it."
stole out of it, is there the bottom part I can make a stole out of?
I might.
The answer's always no if you don't ask.
Since we're cousins, I might do that. Some awesome things are going on. This place is just packed. So you guys have been listening. You've been cleaning out your closets. We've had plenty of time to do that.
You know, and people have been so gracious because when all the retails had to close, of course, the retail part of the thrift shop closed. I reached out to our city to make sure that we could continue to take donations because that kept some of my staff working. We even did curbside pickup. We didn't go into people's homes trying to, social distance. And I was amazed at how many donations we received. But like you said, people were at home, had nothing to do but clean out closets. And we were the benefactors. And thank you very much for those of you who did that and continue to do that. I don't want to act like we've got so much that we don't need yours. We need them all. Come on.
Yeah, but you got a lot of folks coming in. So,
exactly.
I mean, there's always something. I mean, always. Melissa Ledbetter, and she works at Northeast Alabama Community College. And she was on the show one day, and she heard me talking about you guys. And so she said, "Oh, we've got a bunch of stuff, and I don't have a truck. I don't have a way to get it to them. But I had mentioned you guys would do curbside."
Exactly.
So she called you guys. You picked up a bunch of really cool stuff from her house. So,
and one thing that we've done differently here at the thrift shop since COVID happened and we were able to reopen, we changed our times that we're open. We're open from 9 to 5. We used to be 9 to 6, but we changed that so that from 5 to 6, we're restocking. So hopefully it makes it, and then we're restocking from 8 to 9. So that hopefully it's making it a better shopping experience for all you guys. So come on down. I'm looking out here eyeballing some really neat.
She won't even tell me what she sees. She's afraid I'm going to want it.
That's right.
But I do have something. There's a shelf, and I've got that shelf right here, so you can't come down here and get it.
It's got her name on it.
My name's on this thing, and it's only $20. And this thing is made very, very well. And I need this for my workshop. I make jewelry and all this kind of stuff.
All those little slots will be.
That's going to be perfect. I'm going to put all my tools, or not all, I've got most. You guys would be jealous if you came into my workshop and you could see my tools. But I need some more slots just so I can put my smaller tools in to make it handier.
The bracelet that you made for me? I don't know if you can see very good, but jasper stones. Beautiful.
And this right here, it was a very long strand. I mean, this thing was huge. It's several. You can make a lot of bracelets out of that. But if you like to repurpose, which I do, and every time you guys have leather coats, and I'm down here, I don't care what size it is, I buy it. I mean, if it fits me or not, I'm grabbing it because you can make all kinds of jewelry. I've made leather earrings and all kinds of stuff out of those things. Yeah.
I'm learning something today.
Oh, yeah, you can do it. And I know you guys have art craft classes available for folks to come and get together. As soon as all this craziness is over
I was going to say, it's kind of on hiatus right now, but we have had some do-it-yourself kind of things.
Really, I mean, but you know something, Rhonda? I know if you listen to the liberal media, I'm not liberal, okay? So if you listen to the liberal media, you will be depressed all the time, hearing all this negative stuff. But I've come out of this a much better person because Rhonda was so busy doing stuff. I never took time to plan.
Right.
So I've had time I can plan now.
Well, that's delightful. I'm hoping that what we're getting out of this is realizing what is priority. And that's people.
That's another thing.
That's people, and what is important and what have we filled our day and our time with that, it's just a time filler.
It really is because, and I found this too, and I've been told this by my grandmothers. They always said this, you can always find time to do what you want to do. And, there were times I would think, well, my deal is I want to be out and meet everybody. I don't want to have to sit behind the desk and plan. So I just put that off. I'd go, I'll do it next week. I'll do it next week. I'll get it going then. I'll be planning. But I've had time to do that. And it finally come up here that I can, if I take time to plan, my time actually goes by better and it goes by smoother.
Who would have thought?
No, you would have been the one of those telling me, Donna, simmer down just a little bit and plan.
I don't know. I seem to swing by my reaches.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, you've been CEO how long here?
Since 1995. I've been with the agency since 1989, so I'm as old as dirt, so 30 years, and since 1995, so whatever that is.
I don't. What year is it? I mean, really, since we've
2020.
had this thing going on.
So
I said, what's the day of the week? I mean, yeah,
absolutely. I worked at home 80% of the time because we made a decision for those that were in administrative or a role that they could work from home. We did that so that we were not increasing traffic in our building, so that we were not exposing our staff, the clinical staff who had to go out to patients' homes any more than, and our unit staff that were taking care of, and of course those patients there. So I worked at home about 80% of the time. Would go into the office a couple days a week for a few hours, and found that I can. It was not as easy, and because I didn't have all my stuff, close by, but I could do that, and it worked at a good time for my family, for me to be at home a little bit more. Now, what I did find is that I worked a whole lot more in hours from home because it's there. So I found myself still working 7 or 8 at night, 9, 10, whatever. But I'm glad we're this far into the process, and I don't know when that process is going to be over, but I'm glad we're this far into it. I'm just glad to see people.
I am too. And, over the weekend, by the way, thank you for everybody who came out and helped support us over the weekend. But Twin City Used Cars was with us. You see Twin City Used Cars behind here sometimes on this television. There's Foodland right there. Bruce's Foodland was a huge supporter. And so we went out and had just a great time feeding folks. We fed over 1,200 people.
Wow. It sounded like you had some good food too.
Oh, we did.
Southern food.
Oh, we did. Cowboy Church was there, and they overdid themselves. They actually got there Friday night, and they started smoking all this. It was like 200 pounds of smoking butts.
Wow.
And
be careful how you say that.
Yeah. I know. Every time those guys would come on the show and say, "We're smoking butts," and I'd be like, "Be careful how you say that." And here I am.
We're trying to find anything to laugh at, right?
But that stuff, it was so good. And people were coming in, and they were actually wanting to make donations for other people. They wanted to, spread that news. And some of them did. I mean, they came by, but it had to be over 1,200 people.
Wow.
And so many, and also Secretary of State John Merrill was there.
Oh, he's such a nice guy.
Oh, he's such a sweetie. And if you guys do something, he's going to be here too. He said, I want to come now. I want to come.
That's great.
So he's been home. Also, so many folks came by and supported us with this. Tommy Haynes, Representative District Number 23. Tommy came, and so we had a good time with him as well.
Don't let me interrupt you too long, but look at that cartload of stuff.
You better come down here and get
checking
stuff. She got a bunch of stuff.
I'm sorry. So who else is going to be coming? You were talking about Representative Haynes.
You guys are going to be coming. But Representative Tommy Haynes was with us, and his wife, Rhonda. Rhonda is the woman behind the man, by the way. She keeps that dude straight.
So always has to be a good one.
Oh, yeah. And Tommy said he wants to, if you guys do something here, then he wants to come here as well. So
can we say a date when we're going to do it?
Yeah, May the 30th.
That's right.
All right. So that's so we're going to do it.
Okay. Yes.
Awesome.
I mean,
everybody's just been waiting on.
Sounds like it's too good to be true. But
it is. It is good, and you're going to love it. And so, Bobby Ledbetter said, "Now tell me about the parking." And I said, "Awesome parking." And it's a big, huge shopping. And I know of you guys have already been by here, but right here at the thrift shop, right on Highway 431, and it's right before you get to Boaz. So I can't see. I mean, this is going to be a great place. And we're going to feed you in Albertville, Boaz. And if you want to come from Scottsboro, you can. We had somebody from Geraldine who actually came down there.
So are they charging for the place?
No,
or is it's just a strictly given?
We're giving
that's delightful. Oh, I love that.
We are absolutely giving. We're giving to you guys. So I mean, that's going to be a huge part of what we do, and we love it. We have such good times.
So Saturday, May
30th.
30th, is that
Mhm.
Saturday?
Saturday, May the 30th. And that'll be from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So we're just going to come down here and have some fun.
Right. My staff will enjoy having some really good food. Yeah,
Well, I'm going to tell you what I found. If the radio gig doesn't work out, I'm going to go to Walmart and be a Walmart greeter.
you like greeting?
I do. So they were trying to figure out what could I do, and I said I kept getting in the way of the kitchen people, and giving food away and all that kind of stuff. And so they were kind of like, get out there. So it was kind of directing traffic, but I was talking to people too long. So some of the girls who were in the cooking for all of us said, Donna, you're talking too much. Let them go. Let them go. But some folks were saying, really? I mean, this is for free? So it doesn't matter how many people are in the car, you're going to be given plates.
That's fabulous.
And if you're also...
Just have to maintain some social distancing while you're waiting for your food, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, at drive-through, I mean, they were a well-oiled machine. I'm telling you.
They have it figured out.
It is. If there were any backups, it was because of me. But I'll know this time what I can do. I'll know next time. Okay, Rhonda, so many things are happening, and a lot of folks have been just a little bit on the depressed side, and because this is Donna's recommendation. Okay, you got to know what's going on, but don't sit and watch the news all day long.
That's right.
You'll be totally depressed. But there's so many good things that are happening out of this. I know if you're losing your job, if you lost your job, if you join employment, they've been doing the $600 stimulus, and that's working faster than it was. I'm going to be on a conference call tomorrow, and I'll give you some updates about that as well. So, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
I think one of the biggest concerns is that there's been so much fear wrapped up in many conversations, because no one knows. No one really has the answers. I find it hard to believe that people would create something to instill fear, but sometimes that's what it feels like. So just trying to keep people calm, use common sense. We don't have our mask on today because you would be able to understand us very well if we had the mask.
And I have asthma, so I just can't. I feel like I'm choking.
Well, I wear my mask when I go into stores and grocery shopping and things like that. But
and we're farther apart than we look like, by the way, on Facebook.
And it has frustrated me that, like, when I went to the grocery store and I'm smiling, I'm thinking, oh, they can't tell if I'm smiling back at them or not. And I realized that I don't recognize people very well just from the eyes up. So I feel like it has put distance between human beings. And I don't like that. And as you and I talked about, we're huggers. Must run in the family. But it's just a natural instinct for the people I know, to go give them a hug. So that's been kind of a difficult thing. My husband's a handshaker. So trying to, when I have allowed him to get out, which has not been very much, but you can't shake hands, you can't shake hands. So it's, in the long run, it's probably good practice for us to keep forever.
But did it take this for us to learn how to wash our hands?
Isn't that the gospel? Isn't that the gospel? I'm
but
sure,
now you guys have it, everything is protected here because you've got, what do you call that?
The hand sanitizer.
Yeah, you got the hands, and it's in a huge, you'll never run out of that stuff.
We have a hand sanitizer. The staff are wearing masks if they don't have some health issue. I mean, like you with asthma where they can't. They're wearing gloves. We're trying to monitor how many people come in so that it's not.
And there's somebody always wiping something off. Somebody is always cleaning something here. You would think you had my grandmother here. You remember Mama, don't you?
Oh, yes.
You could eat off of her floor.
Yes,
well,
that was kind of the trade of some of those slaves. And, just trying to keep things sanitized as much as you can with merchandise. I mean, and use merchandise. That's not going to be completely sanitized. But
and I wanted to say this. I may have spoken out of turns because it's always been clean here. I've always liked coming here because, and I'm a thrift shopper. I just love it. But I like coming here because it's clean and things. It's like a boutique because the way you guys have everything.
Well, have you noticed a little difference in the way it's set up when we were closed and when we reopened by any chance?
Well, I'm just seeing more items.
Well, and of course I'm not allowed to see it, but we kind of changed with the little, I call them little vignettes. They had a few scattered on into the store, and trying to just scatter stuff a little bit to make it more enticing.
And it is.
And even we changed the direction the racks were. You may remember.
Now
they
I
used to
like
be this
that.
direction. And this it's a better flow for customers. It's a better flow for our staff, and it just makes it look larger too. And I mean, it's a large enough store, but and they're trying to keep the seasonal shop. When we first opened, we thought that we would try to do whatever the season was, but we decided we're doing all seasons. So there's a little table for even Valentine's Day or fall, or even a little bit of Christmas out. So Easter, you know, whatever. So a lot of people like to stock up early, or just as you find cute things. So
now you can find all kinds of collectibles here. You know, Phil, I'm an Auburn fan. My husband is big time Alabama fan. But now I do, when they're not playing each other, I do root for you guys, okay? Because I'm not one of those, well, I'm for Auburn and never playing Alabama. So I'm for those. And I buy Phil a lot of Alabama things because he's a big collector. And so I saw a Coach Bear Bryant album had never been opened. The cellophane was still on it. Wow. And big album for like $4.
Wow.
And so,
that was our mistake too.
Yeah, it was.
You see all that jewelry down there?
Yes. You got to come down here and find, and it's all fashionable stuff, okay? And now everything's in style now, though, because really, if you like big bulky stuff, that's here. And if you like Mother, you know how Mother is. Mother will wear like huge earrings, huge necklace, huge bracelets, 10 rings, and all this kind of stuff. I'm somewhere in the middle. I mean, if I wear big earrings, I don't wear a big necklace. My daughter-in-law wears just a chain with something on it, and that's about the way it is. But all of us can find stuff that's in fashion here. Look at her. Oh, this girl knows everybody. And it's so awesome. Now back here, and I wanted to mention the back, you can't see what I'm talking about, but as you're facing the front of the store and you see all these awesome clothes and the furniture and your sanitizer's right there, right when you walk in, by the way. And then I'm looking to the room that's right out here to the side. What can you tell me what's in there?
That room over there?
You've had Christmas stuff.
That was what we were talking about, doing all the different seasons. So,
and it's there.
So
I just wanted to fish you.
So there's several different. Now,
I got here early.
I've not been in there since last week. So every day is a different day here. You know, so what I'm saying from last week, it may be a whole different look, but that was our intent.
That's right. And
have different displays for different seasons.
Sometimes you guys go down and try on stuff. And there was an item I wanted, and I should have got it. And what was I going to say, $2 or something? I don't remember, $5 or something. And I didn't get it that day. I think I got busy and forgot, though.
Every time I have found something and I waited, it was gone.
You better get it. I mean, you better come down here.
I mean, it's not like the prices are terrible on
that's what I was going to say.
I mean, you know, it's.
Well, this shelf, and I've got this over here to myself. Nobody's going to get this shelf. So it's right here, and it's $20. No.
I guess I better give you permission right fast.
I didn't. But this shelf is awesome, and it's heavy, and it's made out of good stuff. I mean, this is good solid wood pieces. This right here looks like oak. I think that's what that is.
You know, when we started the thrift shop back in 2012, I think it was at a time where the economy had a downturn. And we were looking at, of course, hospice care is our primary purpose for existing. And we serve people who do not have insurance. And even if they have insurance, sometimes it doesn't cover the full cost of what the care costs us. But so we were trying to look at some alternative revenue streams. And I knew of some hospices around the country that had thrift shops. And so just kind of exploring that thought. And at the time, not only, of course, the main purpose being a revenue stream to help support our programs that didn't have other revenue streams, but how could we give back to our community that has been so faithful in serving us for 37 plus years. So we wanted a thrift shop that had good stuff.
Well,
gently
it's
used
quality
stuff. Gently used stuff. And
this came from here. And I love this thing right here.
Well, I was going to say, I was looking at one
and the dress.
And I may have donated that because I had this
Sure.
So it maybe one I
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for donating it.
But I love the fuchsia. And we wanted it gently used because at the time there was an economic downturn. We wanted, anything that came to us basically was gravy. So we didn't want it to be priced so out of sight that people couldn't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a good place to come shop while the economy was down. Well, here we are in another time that some people have lost their jobs or they're in between or whatever the difficulty may be. So hopefully this helps fill a gap and meets a need. Have y'all heard about our Shepherd's Field program?
We're going to do that in just a minute.
Good.
As a matter of fact, Philip Gilliland with the Cowboy Church has been getting in contact with you about this right here. We talked about that Saturday. We're not going to go into a commercial break. Time flies now with this girl right here. So we got time. So instead of commercial, we're going to go ahead and talk about our winners. We give away a lot of stuff here on the show.
I have been the recipient.
Yeah, there you go. So now the way you can be a recipient, you've got to let me know, okay? I've got to know about weddings. I've got to know about anniversaries. I've got to know about birthdays. If you just want a date night, you need to let me know. And you can do that 2 different ways. You can send a text to 256-659-4319, or you can send an email to Donna@afternoondrivehome.com. That's Donna@afternoondrivehome.com. Okay, happy anniversary to Gina and Troy Young. They won 2 gift cards to Santa Fe Cattle Company, and those are valued at $12.99 a piece. That's pretty awesome.
You get a nice meal there.
Albertville and Fort Payne location. Now, they had been doing the drive-by. You come by, and they'll take it out there to curbside service. And so now they are open to the public.
And I noticed Santa Fe and Albertville has a big tent, so you can social distance and enjoy being outside.
And those are some good folks there. You're going to get good food. I get the same thing every time I go. They'll look at me and go, chicken fajitas?
You need to branch out.
I know. I love them.
But chicken.
Yeah, but you know what? You can make 2 meals out of that. You can't eat all of that at one time. And I'll say, Phil, you just want to get one and share? And he goes, no, because he likes the steak. So he always gets that. And he loves it. And it's so tender. I mean, you're going to love it. So go out there and see them. Now, this is brought to you by Bruce's Foodland. And you can check them out on the web at brucesfoodland.com. Now, remember, tomorrow is Senior Day. Tuesday, Senior. So you can save 5% if you're a member of the Senior Club. Now, go by their customer service desk first before you buy anything and tell them that Donna was saying something about saving some money. And you can save 5%. It's a very short little questionnaire. It's not like giving blood or anything like that. So little tiny card. And so you give them the information. Some of you girls don't look your age, so don't get mad now when they want to see proof, okay? I love that. So, I mean, hey. So go by and get that first. And then if you like me and you lose your card, they'll keep your name on file. I've lost my card, I don't know how many times. So anyway, but
too many things to keep up with, right?
Yeah. Well, if I ever change a purse, I'll lose it. So that's why I like to carry the same purse all the time. Happy anniversary.
Is that a slate and trait too?
Yeah, that is it. That's one of them. You get the same bag, you want to use it all the time. Happy anniversary to Heather and Brandon Henderson. You guys won a $15 gift card to Buena Vista Mexican restaurant. They're located also in Scottsboro. And they have opened back up they had closed down for a short period of time. They're doing curbside. And I haven't heard from the guys if they've opened up yet. But anyway, call them. And some of you folks who for the past 5 weeks have won $15 gift cards, you can go spend it now. So go on ahead and have some fun. There's no expiration date on it. So if you need to wait, that's okay. Date night congratulations to Bree Crumley. Bree, you won a $25 gift certificate to Applebee's, located in Gunnersville. I think they're opened up.
I believe they have.
And
there were a lot of cars down there Friday.
Oh, well, I guess so. They got some good salads over there. And this is brought to you by the law offices of Marcy Foster. Hey, now Marcy has been with me since day one, about 5 years now for the show. And she is also a financial attorney. So she'll help you with finances. And this is what Marcy says. She says, you know what? In 9 months, there's going to be a bunch of babies or a bunch of divorces. So she can help you out with either one of those. But now she also, there are some grants that are available. If you just, sometimes you just, you sit with each other too much, like you missing the other person, especially in these days. And sometimes all you need is just a little jolt. And so she'll help you think about it long and hard, okay, before you get a divorce. And then another thing she says is don't argue in front of the kids. I mean, that's the biggest deal right there. So just think twice before you argue. Date night congratulations to Roy Jones. Roy, you won a $20 gift certificate to Vintage 1889. They're going to be opening up this week. They're located in Fort Payne, so check them out. And again, Marcy wants couples to stay together, so she wanted to sponsor 2 date nights. And also, happy birthday to Andrew Utek. He's also a singer, gospel singer with a group. And this guy has a kind of a small frame guy, has the best bass voice.
Doesn't match the frame, right?
I mean, he is really good. But he won a $20 gift certificate to the Kudzu Cafe located in Scottsboro on the square. Now, they had already been doing curbside service before all this started. So now you'll need to call and go ahead and order. And by the way, they have awesome chicken salad sandwiches if you like that. Phil likes the ham sandwich. But check it out. They use Black Forest ham. And then this is brought to you by Twin City Used Cars. And the I Saw Donna contest is still going on. So if you see me driving around, see that vehicle out there that says Twin City Used Cars, afternoon drive home. If you see me driving around anywhere, all you got to let me know and we'll choose you. And we're working something out with the Western Sizzling, where you're going to get some food from Western Sizzling. And so you'll be possibly win. Oh, and by the way, this is another thing we do. If you don't win this week, we'll keep your name in the box.
Oh, I like
so
that.
You'll always have another opportunity to win. Happy birthday to Laverne Gore, who won a $10 gift certificate to the Western Sizzling, and one more. Happy birthday to Laverne Gore, Meredith Craig, Cheyenne Gore, and to Dustin Davis. You guys all want to buy one, get one free. This is a large barbecue with a side and a drink to Holy Smokes Barbecue. And they're located in Scottsboro. Oh, they're really good. And this is brought to you by one of my friends, Jennifer Chapman. She's the owner of Cloud 9 Vapor and CBD. And she's expanded her business. She's got her own little shopping center over there. Southern Gypsy Boutique, something old, something new. So thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you guys for sticking with us. We appreciate that. You guys are the apple of our eyeballs. This is one of our sponsors right here, Shepherd's Cove, and we appreciate you guys as well.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So let's talk about Shepherd's Field program.
Yes.
And so Philip Gillen, who is with the Cowboy, who is with the Cowboy Church, I talked to them about this, and also our pastor, I'm talking to them about that as well.
I want to hold this up so that you can maybe see our logo a little bit more there. When we opened this thrift shop, when we opened thrift shop many years ago, we've always tried to basically tithe because our community supports us.
And it's important to do that.
And whenever we do whatever fundraiser or whatever we're trying to do, we try to think, how can we also serve the community in that endeavor? So we've always tried to tithe. So when we moved into this building and was just trying to think of new programs, whatever, the management at that point in time came across another thrift shop in Knoxville, Tennessee that was doing a similar program. And a lot of you may remember the scripture, I believe it's in Leviticus, where it told the people working out in the field not to gather the grain in the corners of the field, to leave that for the poor, the needy. So our Shepherd's Field program is based on that scripture. So that what we've done, what we asked the churches to do, because we all know a lot of people who are in need will approach a church for assistance. So what we've asked the churches to do is to go online and sign up to be a partner in Shepherd's Field. It's very quick. It's one of those other quick little surveys. All we ask in return is for them to put something like this in their bulletin, just make their congregation aware of it, so that hopefully their congregation, when they're cleaning out their closet, will donate here. And then when you come to make a donation, our staff should be asking, or you can say, I want this applied to, like I go to Albertville First United Methodist Church, so I want this applied to my church. And the staff have a valuation technique that they use, so they kind of apply value to 2 small bags, 1 large bag, 1 big box, that sort of thing. And at the end of the quarter, they tally up that valuation, and they provide to those churches gift cards to the thrift shop. I believe it's in increments of $5 or $10. And then that way, when people come to the church in need, because we have furniture, we have clothing, we have...
Your house could burn down, then you've got stuff for the kitchen.
You have household goods, you have toys. so that way, when someone's in need and they go to that church, the church can then give them gift cards, and they can come here and shop with dignity, because these are the same gift cards we give out for prizes and things like that. So no one knows what that situation is when they're shopping with the gift card. My assistant told me of a situation just recently where a friend of hers is a foster parent, and they got, I think it's 2 or 3 children, kind of in the middle of the night. All of a sudden, they had nothing but the clothes on their back. And she had reached out to Erin and just saying, oh my goodness, I've got to get all sorts of things. And she said, hang on. And she knew that their church had gift cards. So she went and got her some gift cards and came here and was able to get pretty well supplied, other than bottled
they think
formula.
of everything here. I mean, you just mentioned something really important. And that's how discreet this is, because a lot of folks, you would feel more comfortable coming because you got a gift card like anybody else would have.
Yes. Who wants to come in and say, I need help?
Yeah.
Most of us are not, we don't like being that vulnerable. And typically, unfortunately, our society has made us be very leery. And, how trustworthy are people? And no one wants to be taken advantage of. So this is a way of sincerely helping people who are in need in hopefully a very loving way. And, with the prices, $5 goes a long way. A $5 gift card may not sound like much, but it could be several outfits.
Well, this outfit, there is no more than $5 in this outfit. So, and then a lot of folks have been laid off. Don't know if they're going to be able to go back to work again. So you're going to be going on job interviews. You want to make sure, maybe it's a job you've had several years, but you want to dress up a little bit more for that job interview.
Exactly.
You kind of dress up as to what the job is.
Well, okay, now that we're talking about job interviews, you've been talking about what your grandmother said or whatever. Today's folks, young people, do not wear makeup like we did. Maybe I needed it a whole lot more than they did, but anyway, I have told my staff that when they got a little lax later and maybe got up later and didn't put on their makeup, I said, to me, it's very important that we present well regardless what our task is for the day. And I told them, if I interviewed you with makeup on, I expect you to come every day looking like I interviewed you.
Out of respect.
Just out of respect. And especially in our world where we're serving other people.
Right.
And again, our core business is hospice care, taking care of terminally ill patients. I want these people are on the end of life. I want us to treat them with respect and give them quality. And to me, it can be quality as much as make sure I don't have broccoli in my teeth when I go in and smile at them.
I don't do it.
I know. Make sure my hair's not sticking up all over the place, and that I look as decent as I can look. I'm not talking about trying to make like a beauty queen, but that I look presentable. I'm respecting that I don't want their last look at somebody to be me looking rough.
I understand.
So that was a little side note. I won't charge you for that.
But that's what it's all about. I mean, and then you can come down here and lost your job. Again, you're going to go on a job interview. Okay, let's say you're serving, you've lost your job. If you want to work in another restaurant, kind of dress it up a little bit. Make sure your clothes are cleaned and pressed. I hear there's some folks at Northeast Alabama Community College all the time because they help folks find jobs.
Right.
And that's part of their program. And so they call it soft skills. And that's where you go in, just kind of dress it up just a little bit when you go on that job interview, because that impression is really important.
Well, soft skills is kind of the buzzword now, and that, we've focused so many years about giving people technical skills and skills to go get a job that we forgot about how to teach folks how to interact with people.
Yeah.
And yes, that's very important.
And I got to say this about a job interview. If you come to me for a job interview and you're on your cell phone, you're sending texts, I'm going to go, they'll be sending texts all the time.
Now we're going down a whole different path, but if you're looking for a job, you might want to be aware of what's on your Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Just saying.
and when you've got the job, don't say anything nasty about your boss.
Oh no.
I think Phil is probably my boss right now since he manages the station.
You better be careful. I'll be nice.
I'll be really nice. He's a great husband. He's an awesome boss, actually.
You just need to be aware
because it can haunt you later
what your opinions are, and
yeah, absolutely. Now this Shepherd's Cove what do folks do if, first of all, if you want to donate, it's the easiest thing in the world. I bought some stuff about 2 weeks ago. I've got some more stuff ready to bring down here. It's almost like this huge carport just at the back. You just drive through. Folks come by and they'll take all your stuff out for you.
There's one entrance and exit to the little shopping center. And so if you're pulling in and you're seeing our big building, we're on the thrift shop is on the far right of that building, and you just drive around that far right side to the back. And like she said, there's a covered area. And, like the gas stations, when you roll over that little ding ding that they knew to come out.
That's how they knew.
So we have a little ding ding that you roll over, and it lets our staff know that someone's out there. And we have been doing and asking really people not to get out of the cars because of the COVID, and trying to do the curbside pickup from that as much as possible. So yes, then when you donate, just say, hey, this donation, please apply it to whatever church that you belong to, or that you just want to participate in their efforts.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that's all there is to it. And you're done. And it's also tax deductible. Okay. So you still write it up on your taxes as well.
And you can ask for, if they don't ask for a tax receipt. Of course, we do not put the value of the donation. That's something that you do regardless of what it is you're donating. But you keep that tax receipt and use that for your income tax purposes, and it's always helpful. Hopefully it's a win-win situation for everybody.
I paid, I think, a couple of dollars for a belt. And look at this. Make a bracelet out of it. A leather bracelet.
Wowzy.
Yeah. And actually made several of them. So, I mean, if you are selling stuff on Pinterest, by the way, Pinterest gets me in trouble. But if you like to go to Pinterest, you'll find all kinds of ideas. Oh, and by the way, there is, for my iPad, sometimes I bring that down here. It's like a stand for your iPad. And I got that for like $4 here.
Really?
And it had a bracket on it. Yeah, y'all, you didn't know about that either,
the bottom line is every day's a new day here. When I come down to check on the staff or whatever, because I'm not here very often because of my other duties, but I've always teased them, y'all get to come work in a treasure chest. It's a new treasure every day. So, and thank you again, so that when you're donating, it's not just to give us stuff to sell, but let me tell you what we do when we sell it. That money, of course, we have bills here. We pay for the light bill. We pay for our rent. We do not own this building. We rent. We pay our staff. We do have volunteers. We always need volunteers, but trying to keep the staff so that we can keep things processed and, take care of people well. But once we pay our bills, those monies that are left over go into all of their different programs to support the hospice care. So whether it's, again, paying for hospice specifically, and by that, that's a whole package of services that we provide for people who have a terminal diagnosis. But we also have a huge and I think wonderful bereavement program. We are required by Medicare to have a bereavement program to serve those families that we have served through hospice care.
And that's key too, the families who are involved, because we hurt too.
Exactly. And when you're in hospice care, the unit of care is, of course, the patient, but their entire family or whoever they consider to be a significant part. So we stay in touch with their primary caregiver for a year. You can opt out if you don't want to, but we try to stay in touch with that family for a year, giving them support, giving them tips on how to get through this year, that first Father's Day, that first Mother's Day, Christmas, those important dates that can just bring grief back to light. But several years ago, we identified that there were just so many other hurting people that just because you didn't go through hospice care didn't mean that they were not hurting. So we communicated with funeral homes and various other areas and entities that we have created a huge bereavement program that serves anyone who has a loss free of charge. If you have not had someone to go through our hospice program, that does not prevent you from being a part of our program if you would like. We do a one-on-one adult. I'm trying not to say counseling per se, but support. Our social workers that are in the bereavement program provide this support. They are not licensed counselors, but they have gone through national grief training. We do group, we do family sessions, but one of the things that has blossomed quite a bit over the last well, it's been growing over 10 years, is our support to children. We have an in-school grief support for children. We are now in 65 schools, 12 school systems in 4 different counties. That means we're serving about 350 to 400 kids a year. We've been doing this long enough that this year we have some kids that are graduating high school that started in our grief program when they were in elementary school. The largest age group that we serve seems to be 9 to 12, but we take care of kiddos, their kindergarten through high school. And then, of course, any other age outside that. But it has been, for me as an outsider to the bereavement program, it has just the stories that my staff tell me of how they've seen a transformation and just feeling like life can go on. And when they've had support groups for children and another child comes in and maybe one child's father died from death from suicide and another one says, oh, mine did too. And then they realize they're not by themselves. They're not the only one because probably they didn't want to talk about it. So just being able to connect people, it's all about relationships. It's all about relationships. So just helping foster healthy relationships. And sometimes with grief, it's fostering your relationship with yourself.
Yeah, so there were some kids in DeKalb County. One of the kids died. It was a car wreck. And you guys came to rescue to the school, which was awesome because, and this happened a long time ago. I was 14 years old. There was a girl I went to school with. I didn't even really know her that well, but she went out to get mail from the mailbox. And so it was coming up a thunderstorm and she was struck by lightning and it killed her. Even though I didn't know her, it affected me, you know? I mean, I still think about it.
Well,
but you guys are right there to help.
At that age, it probably was, people my age die.
Yeah, because you think you're going to live forever.
Exactly. Yeah. Teenagers, you know, we're nothing's going to happen bad to us. But we also do bereavement counseling for workplaces that maybe they've had a sudden death or a tragic death within their employees and just helping those employees. You know, part of our goal is if we can help children, well, and adults learn to cope with death, unfortunately, as a natural part of living, that we give them tools to help cope with that we help people to be more productive employees, more productive citizens, and just better equipped to handle disappointments and sadness of life.
Well, the way we're raising our kids these days, I know when I was younger, of course, we were in the ministry family. So, you know, when somebody died in the community or somebody we went to the funeral home as kids. And a lot of kids don't go until it's somebody really close to like a grandparent or something, and they don't know what to think. I mean, they really don't.
And, you know, everyone copes with, we all have our own death rituals, I guess you might say, how we were raised. Like you were saying, you went to the funeral homes early. You know, I remember when you went to the home. And the bodies were brought back to the home. So death was part of life. And we've kind of gotten away from that, you know, trying to protect our kids from bad stuff. And so I think we are coming full circle to realize that you can't shelter people from bad things. Because I don't know of anybody that's lived and died, if they lived any time at all, that didn't have disappointments, loss, grief. So we have an outstanding bereavement program. So, and that bereavement program is not funded by anyone. So the thrift shop helps support that. We do have some grants that help support that. So it all has to come from outside of what Medicare and Medicaid or insurances pay. We also have a palliative care program, and I know we're about to run out of time.
Okay, about 3 minutes.
Can't go into that one a whole lot, but
Fox News is going to come in on you whether you like it or not.
I know it. So anyway, hospice of Shepherd's Cove Hospice has never liked just doing the bare minimum, just what we have to do. We want to serve, and we want to serve well. We have a product no one wants, but it's a product that all of us at some point in time, our loved ones. My mom was in our program 3 years ago, and I had been in this business already, you know, 26, 7 years. But when it was my mom on service, I got to experience hospice in a whole different way. And it was a blessing to me, and I knew what was going on. You know, I knew what the mechanics of hospice was, but I'm a nurse. 43 years I'm a nurse. And the last weekend of Mom's death, you know, when she started having more symptoms and I knew it was approaching at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm calling my team. Am I doing this right? So sometimes it's just knowing there's someone there you can call and ask, and you know you're doing the best you can do. And they're there for affirmation. And a lot of our staff sometimes say, I don't feel like I did anything. But to the family, just knowing there was someone there to support.
You never know later on when it's going to sink in.
Exactly.
That absolutely. About a minute, a little bit over a minute left in this segment. So if you are at home right now, you're new to the area, and you just want to meet folks, you're going to meet the cream of the crop here in this area if you would like to volunteer.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. First of all, just call our office, 256-891-7724. Just say, we have, you know, I have some time. I'd like to check into the opportunities for volunteering, because we have a buffet of opportunities. Someone will meet with you and discuss what your interests are. We'll plug you in for as little or as much time. If you like to play with in a bag of donations and you want to help get things prepared for the thrift shop.
You want to call people.
If you love working with children, we've got Camp Hope that we didn't even get to that, and that's coming up.
Oh, it is. So we got it. We got that.
And it's on May 30th.
Oh, is it?
It is May 30th, but no, it's not going to impact this end of the world.
Okay.
But if you like to just call people and give them support, if you like stuffing envelopes, if you want to come answer the phone at the office, we've got all sorts of opportunities. So please, please, please call us.
You know something, Rhonda? It's who you know, because you just, let's say the hubby has just got a job promotion. You've moved right here in this area. I really believe the economy is going to start flying fast. I really do. I think it's going to. So you're moving into the area. You don't know a soul, but you want to work somewhere. You want a job, and you just don't know anybody here. If you'll volunteer, you might meet your next job.
And here's another opportunity. We are governed by a board of directors. And so if you have, let's say, a professional background of either medical, accounting, any skill that would help us run this business, and maybe you've been served by another hospice in Timbuktu, but you want to help in that direction, please give us a call. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get ready for a break. Fox News is about to come in. When we come back, we'll be talking with Ann Eubank, and she's not shy. I've seen her walking. There she is on the phone. She's been walking around. So we're going to be talking with her in just a few minutes. But thank you, Rhonda Osbourne.
Thank you
for being on the show. It's always awesome to see you.
It's good to see you.
And thank you for everything you guys do. You guys are
thanks
awesome.
for being here.
Let's go ahead and cut to a break. We'll be right back in just a few minutes.